So I'm still reading from the book God Makes the Rivers to Flow, and I picked a poem or a text from the Bhagavad Gita. And this is what it says. I'm only reading a small part of it. What is real never ceases. The self dwells in the house of the body, which passes through childhood, youth, and old age. So passes the self at the time of death into another body. The wise know this truth and are not deceived by it. When the senses come into contact with sense objects, they give rise to feelings of heat and cold, pleasure and pain, which come and go. Accept them calmly, as do the wise. The wise who live free from pleasure and pain are worthy of immortality. Okay, so from this text, we're gonna pick a few things to work with. So what I'm hearing is what is real never ceases. There's a part of us that is permanent, that is real, and the emotions, the wise who live free from pleasure and pain are worthy of immortality. So here on earth, we have a lot of emotions. And if we allow them to just come in and pass through and staying calm as this happens, that I think that's what I'm hearing. That's the practice. So I'm going to try to stay calm, allow the pleasure and pain, cold or heat to come in and pass through without disturbing me too much. So we could pick here he talks about they give rise to feelings of heat and cold, pleasure and pain. So let's do heat and cold. So imagine heat, and then let's do heat on one side and cold on the other. Or pick two other opposite emotions that you would like to work with. Okay, here we go. So finding your seat, sitting up tall, moving your feet, lifting the toes, lifting the heels. Notice the connection between the soles of the feet and the earth, reminding yourself that right now we are here on earth. We are here on earth to practice and learn. And then come to stillness. And this time, bring your awareness to your two sitting bones. And one could represent heat, and the other one could represent cold. So we here on earth, with our senses, we sense heat and cold, heat and cold. And then come back to stillness. So in between heat and cold, or not maybe not in between, but if I can just allow the heat to pass through me or the cold to pass through me without disturbing me too much, that's where I can find peace or calmness. If you want to use your fingers, gently tap at the crown of your head, opening up the Shushumna, the part of you that's permanent, that never was never born, never dies, always here. Time doesn't exist. And then imagine that part inside of you that's always at ease, peace, and calm. Maybe imagine how you breathe You could imagine like a straw inside the core of your body. Maybe imagine how your inhale comes up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, and continue breathing like that on your own. And that part of you is permanent. That's the self they talked about in the poem. It's never born. It never dies. And maybe see if you can expand this part of you. Can you slowly expand this part of you so it gets bigger and bigger, that permanent part of you? Okay, and then release. Place your hands on your knees, and then starting the cat-cow motion. Inhale into your back bend. Exhale, round your back. Inhale into the back bend. Exhale and round. And then back to neutral. And then look at your fingers, blinking, bubbling stars. So I imagine that the permanent part of us is our blinking, bubbling stars. All the way up, clasp your hands, turn them over, straighten the elbows, and breathe in through the nose and out to the mouth, like a circle. Breathe in, and then exhale out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth, creating a circle. And then reach and reach and reach and reach. And then turn, open up your arms, look behind you. And maybe think about a time in your life when you experienced a lot of heat. Think about a time in your life when you experienced a lot of heat. And then release, lift and release a few times. Look at your fingers, blinking, bubbling stars, all the way up. Clasp the hand. Clasp the hand the way that feels funny. Turn the hands over, straighten the elbows. And then creating this circle with your breath. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then reach and reach and reach and reach. Turn, open up, look behind you. And this time, if you want to, imagine or remember a time in your life where you experienced a lot of cold. And then release, lift and release. a few times. Maybe roll the shoulders. Okay. And then bring the arms up in cactus. And then going from side to side, a twisting motion. So gaining or expanding your perspective, stretching your mind, stretching your mind. And we all have thinking patterns. If the thinking pattern is good, you keep on thinking that way. Uh, if it's not good, you want to change it. You want to change the thinking pattern. That can be hard because we sometimes we get so stuck in a way of thinking. Okay, release. And then letting the elbow and the knee get together. So heat and cold. Heat and cold are getting together for a quick coffee. So what happens when heat and cold get together? What do they talk about? What do they think about each other? And then cross the midline. And then stay in connection. So stay in connection here. Breathe. Pit of the belly goes in and up. Stay in connection. Release. And then try the other side. So allowing heat and cold, two very different, almost the opposite perspectives. Let them stay in connection. And then release. And let's try all four. You can stay here. You can go into a regular boat posture. You can kick and scream. And then release. Okay, with a wide and stable base, we can explore these opposite ideas. So, so one is heat and the other is cold. So, yeah. So just explore them. So I think the idea is to allow that heat to enter your body, but not getting stuck. So allow the heat to enter, stay calm, experience it, and then let it go. And then go into the other side. Allow the coldness to enter your body, feel it, and then let it go. So being able to experience opposite emotions such as heat, cold, pain, pleasure, dark, light, whatever it is, without disturbing us so much. So heat and cold are two opposites, like black and white. But then there are all kinds of, it's lukewarm. So there are all kinds of other senses or emotions or sensations in between heat and cold. So you can allow yourself to explore all these different emotions or sensations that's in between heat and cold. Experiencing it without disturbing the calmness in you. And then back to neutral. Okay, we're gonna draw now. We're gonna draw the story. So let's start with heat. Let's start with heat. The story of heat. So take your fingers. Imagine a color. Uh, put your fingers in the color of heat, and then draw the image of heat. Draw the image of heat. Draw the image of heat, or yeah, the image of heat, and then release that image. And then imagine the story of cold. So give a cold a color. And then draw the image of cold. Draw the image of cold. Drawing the image of cold. And then release that image. And then jump the feet together, landing in Tadasana feet. And then now we're going to write the story. So starting with the story of heat. So open up the toes, dip the toes in ink, and then write the story of heat. What's the story of heat? You already have the image. Now use words to write the story. And then step out wide. Elbows to knees, fingertips together, lengthen the spine. Pit of the pelvis goes in and up to support the spine and support growth. And then release the head down, let it be heavy. Maybe use your elbows to keep the knees wide. And then gently move from side to side. Inhale, come up. And then place that right foot on the left knee. Use your fingers to open up the toes. Use your elbow to gently guide that knee out wide. You can stay still, or you can add a little motion or movement to the posture, seated pigeon. If you feel any tightness, or bring your awareness to the tightness, and with your breath, explore with a curious mind, like what's going on there? What's the story there? And then slide the knees together. Whatever leg is on top, that arm goes under. Give yourself a hug. And then move into your version of eagle, seated eagle posture. Okay, so this is an eagle that is filled with heat. An eagle filled with heat. So notice what it looks like, the way it moves. What's going on in the eagle that's filled with heat? How does it fly? What does it see? What does it hear? And then let that bird fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away. Okay, let's try the other side. So the story of cold, the story of cold. So open up your toes, dip the toes in ink, and write the story of cold. You already have the image, so just adding words to that image. What's the story of cold? And then step out wide, elbows to knees, fingertips together. Breathe. Pit of the belly goes in and up. If you want to, you can create that circle by breathing into the nose and out through the mouth. And this time, place the left hand on the floor, right hand on your right knee. Inhale to lengthen the spine, tilting the pelvis forward. Exhale, look up towards the sky. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, push into both hands, come a little deeper into the twist. Stretching your mind, stretching your mind. Maybe bring that top arm up, reaching. So one hand is pushing into the earth and the other one is reaching up towards the sky. And then that top hand is going to come down, thread the needle, find the opposite ankle, left hand walks forward, look under your armpit. Okay, inhale back, elbows to knees. And then place the hand on the floor, left hand on left knee. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, look up towards the sky. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, push into both hands. Come a little deeper into the twist. Maybe the arm comes up, reaching for the universe. Now that top hand comes down, thread the needle, find the opposite ankle, walk the hand forward, look under your armpit. Okay, inhale, come back, elbows to knees, fingertips together. Okay, and then left foot on the right knee. Use your fingers to open up the toes. Open up the toes. Gently guide that left knee out wide. Seated pigeon. And then finding the tightness in your body. Move there with your breath. Explore it. What is the tightness telling you? And then slide the knees together. Whatever leg is on top, that arm goes under. Give yourself a hug. And then finding your version of eagle. So this eagle is filled with cold. So this eagle is filled with cold. So look at it. What does it look like? How does it feel? How does it fly? What's going on with the eagle filled with cold? And then let the arms go. Well, let the bird go. Let the bird go. Let it fly away, fly away, fly away. Okay, back to wide and stable. Blinking, bubbling stars all the way up. Clasp the hand, turn them over, straighten the elbows. Now, you are that. You are a bird. You are an eagle. Imagine your arms as wings and your fingers as feathers. And this bird is filled, it's calm and filled with peace and ease. So spread your wings and then go out there into the world and fly around, expanding peace and calmness into the world. Palms come up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale, dive deep. Inhale up, exhale, dive deep, and then bring your hands behind your back, holding on to opposite elbows. Maybe move from side to side. And then release the right arm, bring it up and over. Imagine how the fingers are connecting. Maybe they are connecting physically. Then it's easy to sense it. But if they aren't, you can still imagine how they are. Spiritually, they are connected. Release that hand back to behind your back. Hold on to opposite elbows or forearms for a while. Maybe move from side to side a little bit. Release the left arm. Bring it up and over. And then release the hand back behind your back. Maybe move from side to side a little bit. And then eventually release both arms. Lift and release a few times. Roll the shoulders one way and then the other. Okay, we're going to build strength now. So heels a little closer to your chair. Big inhale. Exhale, push into the earth and come up to standing. And then pick a number. I picked the magic 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest, recover. And we're going to do the same thing one more time. Big inhale. Exhale, push into the earth and come up to standing. And then pick the same or a different number. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest and recover. Big inhale. Exhale, push into the earth and come up to standing. Okay, breath of joy. 3 inhales and 1 exhale, starting with the arms out wide. Okay, inhale 1, 2, 3, exhale. Inhale 1, 2, 3, exhale. Inhale 1, 2, 3, exhale. And this time, let the arms go. Let the arms go. Let the arms go. So you can dance around, you can leave the mat if you want to. And then knee to elbow, so allowing heat and cold to get together for a quick coffee. Cross the midline. And then hands on your hips. Power position. Place your hands on solar plexus. That's your power center in your own body. Bend the knees. Inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale, share your gifts with the world. Inhale. Exhale, share and expand and stay open. Hands back to hips, and then building external support. So building that community that's going to support world peace. And then lean and lift. And then the other side, lean and lift. And eventually taking skillful action. Okay. Now let's celebrate with 3 sound salutations. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale down the midline. That was 1. 2 more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale down the midline. Last one. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale down the midline and then stay there, holding your own heart in between your hands with self-love and self-compassion. And release. hands on hands on your hips, and then without bending the knee, lifting the hip and walking forward. Okay, big toes touch, heels slightly apart. We're going to step back to warrior one. Inhale to chair. Exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight to the left, the right heel comes off. Take a big step back, finding warrior one. Both hip points are facing forward. So build your foundation, and when that is good enough, bring up the upper body, weight, and then the arms. Hands in your back pockets. Transfer the weight forward, moving into warrior three. Bend the top knee, bring it forward. Give yourself a hug, or you can place the foot on the chair. Place the hand on the outside of that foot and come into a twist. Or you can do it without the chair. And then slowly finding your way back. Okay, let's try the other side. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra, transfer the weight, left heel comes off, take a big step back, find the earth. When the foundation is good enough, bring up your upper body, and then the arms. Hands in your back pockets. Transfer the weight forward, moving into warrior three. Bend the top knee. Give yourself a hug. Hand on the outside. Maybe straighten. Maybe twist. And then back to Tadasana. Okay, stepping back to warrior two. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra, transfer the weight. Right heel comes off, take a big step back, open up the pelvic half. One arm in the past, the other one in the future. Flip the front hand, reverse the warrior. And then move into extended triangle. Back to the present moment, warrior two. Hands on your hips, straighten the front knee, release the hand down for Trikonasana. Bend the front knee one more time into warrior two. Hands on the chair, stop for a moment. And then transfer the weight Lifting up that back knee, moving into half moon posture. Half moon. Bend the top knee. Bring it forward and then place the foot on the left side of the chair or the knee for a standing pigeon this time. So standing pigeon. So we already did seated and now we're doing standing. And then back to Tadasana. Okay, inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight, left heel comes off. Take a big step back. One arm in the past, the other one in the future. Flip the front hand, reverse the warrior. Move forward into the future. Back to the present moment. Hands on your hips, straighten the front knee, release to Trikonasana. Rebend that front knee back into warrior two. Hands on the chair. Stay there for a moment. And then moving into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon posture. Bend the top knee, bring it forward, place it either on your knee or the chair. And then bend the standing knee for a version of standing pigeon. And then back to Tadasana. Okay, we're going to do tree posture. So starting in Tadasana, mountain posture. Maybe imagine that in the mountain there's an opening that goes all the way down to the earth. So take a seed, drop the seed in that opening, goes all the way down until it touches the earth. It starts to grow roots. And then it has to come all the way up through the mountain to reach for the light. And that's when we see it. And what we see is maybe a tree. And we don't see that the root it comes all through the mountain, all the way down from the earth. We only see the tree. And then release back. Let's try the other side. Starting in mountain posture. So at the top of the mountain, there's an opening. You drop the seed, it comes all the way down, all through the mountain, all the way down to the earth. It starts building a root system. And then the little seed can see the light at the top of the mountain. So it has to grow all the way up. And when it reaches the light, it turns into a tree. And then back to Tadasana. Okay, place the hands on the chair, step back to plank posture. Use your feet to move back and forth. And then push the hips back for a version of down dog. You can stay here if you want to. You can place the hands on the floor. Release the knees down. Sit back on your heels a moment. And then take the color of heat. Draw a big circle. And then the color of cold. Big circle. And then you mix those two colors. Two big circles. Place your hands in your back pockets. Stay there. Untuck the toes and come into your version of child's posture. You can keep your knees closed or wide. That's your option, your choice. Inhale, come up. Clasp the hands. Build your support. Tuck the toes. Lean into your support. Lift the knees and come all the way up. And bend one knee, bend the other, bend both. And then eventually bend both knees and come all the way up to standing. Okay. So after the physical practice where we explored two opposite sensations, heat and cold, and the idea is to allow the heat to wash through your body without disturbing too much, and the cold at the same time. So let's listen to the text again, and then we have about 7 minutes for a seated meditation. So this is from the Bhagavad Gita, one important text from the philosophy of yoga. What is real never ceases. The self dwells in the house of the body, which passes through childhood, youth, and old age. So passes the self at the time of death into another body. The wise know this truth and are not deceived by it. When the senses come into contact with sense objects, they give rise to feelings of heat and cold, pleasure and pain, which come and go. Accept them calmly, as do the wise. The wise, who live free from pleasure and pain, are worthy of immortality. Okay, so find your seat, sit up tall, bring awareness to your breathing, notice the inhale, notice the exhale, and then I'm going to be quiet for about 6-7 minutes. Here we go. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, move your head from side to side. Take a deep breath in, let it go. Bring your hands up in Anjali Mudra, holding your own heart in between your hands with self-love and self-compassion. If you want to bow your head in gratitude with this practice, thousands of years old, thank your inner guide, past, present, and future teachers, and all the people that are joining you on this journey. Open your eyes, raise your gaze, and thank you so much for practicing together this morning. Namaste.